What up, everybody? Welcome to the submission sessions. This is our first annual show with me, T Rock, and the Don. What's happening, Don?
What's going on, T Rock? You know what I'm saying? Hey, just another day we started up kind of shaky, but hey, let's get this bad boy going and seeing what we got to go over with this past week's WrestleMania 41. We got the after shows of Monday night and Friday night SmackDown. So hey, it's a lot to talk about from this past week.
Right. Usually the Raw and SmackDowns after Mania are usually pretty interesting and exciting too. I always look forward to them.
Man, yeah, and this week did not fail. I'll tell you that it did not fail how this past week panned out from WrestleMania. So
Sure enough.
let's start. I mean, why not start from the beginning and from the beginning of WrestleMania and work our way on through? Because hey, why not?
Night one. Night one.
Night one of, like I said, WWE of WrestleMania was uh I don't know what you want to look at, but night one was, I say it was pretty good. I give that just pretty good to start out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's night one is I mean, WrestleMania itself is always going to be a good time. It's really when it gets into the actual matches, whether if it's going to be good or if that match wasn't even needed, or there was a couple of matches I really really liked in night one. So
Yeah, no doubt about that. Because it had, like you said, some matches was,
yeah,
hey, it gave it all. It gave it all.
right,
So we're
exactly.
gonna start off with the first match, and hey, they started with banger of Jay and Gunther.
Yeah, this to me, this was kind of it was all about how Jay was going to win. This is that feel good um, moment. Jay Uso Kofi Mania
Kofi
situation,
Mania.
yeah, Yeet Mania, that's what I'm gonna call it, Yeet Mania. It was just for me, it was just all about how he was gonna beat Gunther, but I think everybody, knew that that was gonna happen.
Yeah, that was, like you said, that was already a setup. You pretty much, like you said, we talked about it beforehand. We knew it was going to happen. We knew Jay pretty much was going to walk out with it. And like you said, how it was going to happen. Now that was a shocker. I would say that was a shocker how he got Jay to tap out.
Right, exactly.
I mean, Jay got
Get
Gunther to tap out.
Gunther to
Yeah,
tap out, yeah, which is weird because I think the last time he tapped out and lost the belt was to Dragunov
you
when
know.
they had the NXT UK Championship, so that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was. All right, let's go on to the next match. And this wasn't too much for to me. It'd be going to the New Day taking out the War Raiders for the tag team titles. So with that being said, I look at it as the new, were they gonna make the New Day um how many times now? 13-time tag team title holders. Were they going to put them back in the limelight? But I think by the New Day's character change is what did it. As in, they're a little heel now, and they got attitude, and they're against the people. And this what their character change. Hey, it's went quite well. I must say so myself.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of had a feeling that the New Day was going to win. Well, the thing about it was the pop for the War Raiders. Like, anytime somebody comes out, the crowd has to have that reaction, right? Pop. I think originally before the War Raiders were tainted by Vince McMahon being the Viking experience and all this other stuff. I think had they had that momentum coming in, they would have more pop now going back to the War Raiders. But again, it's the New Day too. So yeah, that heel turn definitely did its thing.
Yeah, it most definitely did. So hey, now what's that? 13-time world title holders, and we're gonna see what's next for them. I would say who's gonna be challenging the New Day. All right, move on to the next match. We got Jade Cargill takes out Naomi. Now, this to me, the build they had a build up to it. It was okay, but this match could have been Monday night. This match could have been Monday night. So I look at it as in oh it was okay, but it's like she's using Naomi as a stepping stone. Now it looks like to move on to bigger things. As in, let me go see can I get a title.
Right. And uh, I don't know how I felt about this. I kind of feel like you know what I'm saying? This could have been a Monday night thing, uh, and eventually led. Uh, I like the long storytelling. Lord have
Right.
mercy, I can't even get it out of my face. But it made a lot of sense. It made a whole lot of sense. But um, this was the first match that Jade really didn't have help from Bianca.
Yeah.
Right? She was out there
Yeah.
on her own, doing her thing, you know what I'm saying, actually wrestling, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to what she did in the AEW, which, they just kind of threw her out there for real. So she was able to do some things. And she, that little turnaround, flip around power bomb thing or whatever it
Right.
was that happened, that was pretty dope. That was a very, very dope move. Right. But, as the match itself, yeah, like I said, I feel like you, man. It could have been that could have been a Monday Night Raw situation.
Yeah. So I definitely just give it barely a couple stars. I mean, hell to that. All right, let's
Right.
move on to the next match after that. Now, that match right here coming up, Jacob Fatu takes out LA Knight to win the U.S. title. And you knew a title was coming for Jacob soon or later. But hey, they went on and threw a title on him now and said, hey, why not run with it? And they've been all talking about Jacob's one of the next big things and the future of the business. So I was very pleased with this match. Not bad at all. And no, like I said, won it fair and square. No shenanigans at all. Nowhere. And hey, came out on top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This was probably my favorite match. They worked very, very well together. It was almost seamless. Like, everything that they did was like flawless to me. When he jumped off the top rope, whatever, and he gave him the BTE off the top rope, it was just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing. Like, great match as far as I'm concerned. Both of them deserve flowers for this one. And congratulations to Jacob Fatu for having his first title reign.
Most
All
definitely.
gas, no brakes.
Yeah. What's how does he finish it though? You
Rami
know what I mean?
Fatu. Yes, sir.
I like it though.
Rami.
I like it. He's hype. He's like he's a
Yeah,
gangster. I like it. I like it.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next match. Now, this is definitely another one I think could have been a Monday night after all. El Grande Americano. No. Against defeats Ray Phoenix. And myself, I'm like, Ray Phoenix has signed with the company for what, a month barely? And he gets a WrestleMania moment. He gets to be on WrestleMania. Even though he lost, he was on this show. That's what I'm saying. This one could have been held off to Monday night. I don't really care about this story at all. It's really blah. So it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's whatever. What you thinking?
Um, I thought this was funny in a sense to where El Grande Americano, had his whole little entrance with the mariachi band, and he had his interpreter dude, even though
Yeah.
he's El Grande Americano. His interpreter dude had like a Spanish accent and stuff. It's actually hilarious, dude. It's actually hilarious.
It was it
But
was funny.
yeah, but Chad Gable, he again another guy who deserves his flowers. Dude can wrestle. He can make a sack of potatoes look good.
Hey, no doubt that he can wrestle. That is the one thing about Chad Gable. He's probably one of the best in the business. And when he retires, he will have be, keeping I think coaching and everything. He'll be in the background, taking care of wrestlers. But hey, the match, blah. All right,
Yeah,
on to the next one. On to the next one. Tiffany. Tiffany time Stratton against Charlotte Flair. Or we say defeats Charlotte Flair and retains her title, women's title. So I was pleased with this match. And the thing about it with this match, I just believe these women really do not like each other. Because to come to find out, what I've read somewhere where Charlotte, put a couple bruises on Tiffany. I mean, Tiffany chipped her tooth and everything else, and she's got a bruise on her head at this moment. Also, yeah, this was like some real hate behind this. I think a little more to the story, but seems like
yeah.
she's trying to move on. But hey, I don't know, some hate.
It was a little stiff. It was a little stiff. Folks got a little stiff in the match, and and it should have happened, right? It, again, helps the storyline, makes everything a little more believable. If Charlotte Flair had won that title, boy, she would have got booed out of the arena, dude. It'd have been terrible. I think Tiffany is a great wrestler. I just don't think that Tiffany and Charlotte, although Tiffany said Charlotte was her like dream opponent, I
Yep,
still feel like that's something that they should work up to, right? To Charlotte to allow them to get a little more chemistry in the ring instead of just throwing
right.
them together. So,
Yeah, you got a point right there. I mean, eh, like I said, it should took a little bit more time for Charlotte to get involved, but like it's early in Tiffany's still, I think, title defense, and by putting Charlotte right in there with her, that was could have stepped over a couple more ladies to Charlotte got back in the
right.
mix for it. Yeah, I feel what you're saying on that. Definitely.
Yeah, at the very least, have a couple matches with Charlotte in general. You know what I mean, or a match or two. Just as a warm up. You know what I mean, because you just basically put two wrestlers that haven't wrestled each other in there and hoping that the chemistry is good.
Yeah, yeah, very true, very true. All right, let's see here. We got move on to the next match. And this match did not disappoint. We have Seth Rollins defeats Roman Reigns and CM Punk. This match to me was extraordinary. It was great. It was all it was led up to be. It it fit the storyline, the hype, the main event. Uh, it was great. I loved it. I loved the ending. I loved it. Everything about it, and how it's going to keep pushing more into more of a storyline. It's going to keep going. I loved it.
Right, right. It's this one actually caught me off guard. I was not ready for this, and that's the moments that I actually love. Right,
Yeah.
you love it when it catches you off guard. You don't know what's going on. It was this or the NBA fantastic. You know what I'm saying? This was fantastic. Did not and what I love the kind of the throwback gesture from Seth Rollins when he asked for the chair, and then
Didn't
kind of remind me of when Roman went and asked for the belt when he hit Brock Lesnar with it,
he?
and
Yep.
everybody thought he wouldn't jump back into Brock Lesnar's corner again. Fantastic stuff, man. Fantastic stuff.
Oh, it was more. And like I said, then we get to the end. We find out who Paul Heyman was all along working with. I mean, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
The build up to it, and like I said, it's just so great. I mean, it just this Seth Rollins when he gets to that point where it's like he's the visionary, the revolutionary, and he just got that look on their face, that grin. I think it's just some credible acting and everything. The character
Yeah.
in these guys, they do a great job at it. And Paul
Yeah.
Heyman, and of course, he's behind it all. And he, of course, how he's been doing this for so many years, all the way back to Paulie Dangerously and everything else. So hey,
Right. Seems like it's going to be no more simping Paul Heyman. My tribal chief. You know what I'm saying? The advocate. It's more like, okay, I'm going to run the show again, and watch this.
and that's exactly how it went, though. That's exactly how it went. Like, yeah, I have enough of y'all. Oh man. All right, let's go to night two. Night two being it started. I'm trying to think how it even started out because building up to night two is like when you come to those two days in a row. I guess how WrestleMania is like. Can night two top night one? I mean, it's a can you live up to the? And I'm thinking, and plus looking at it, I'm like, God, Lee, how much are these guys paying you in Vegas? That
Mm-hmm.
and you seeing night one. I seen what people in night one, night two, and Monday Night Raw. I'm like, man, y'all are putting out some good fun stuff. But that's the time of life. That's for a wrestling fan. You think about it. If you got it like that
Yeah.
and you can do it, it's a one time thing I would love to do myself.
Yeah. It's like thank you, COVID.
Right. Exactly. Right. It made that happen. All right. So the first night, the first match of the second night, I must say, Leo Sky got a new respect from me because I wasn't getting her enough love. And she's getting some respect. I give it to her. I mean, when she put on a performance, these ladies put on a performance in this match. And this one did not disappoint. I mean,
At
you
all.
know, it lived up to it. All that was expected and more. No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you remember when we talked about this. You was like, I don't know why EO Sky is even in the match. And I told you
Yes, I
because she's
did.
one
I
of the
told
best
I did
women's
respect.
wrestlers in the world, right? She is that good. You know what I mean? And the fact that she retained against these two right here is even better. You know what I'm saying? Solidify her place in the women's division, you know what I'm saying, from it, now and into the future.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Now it's gonna be like, who's the next? You got next competitors. You got NXT ladies trying to step up. I mean, who knows what's next for this coming up?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you
true
see,
enough. We'll see.
right, Bianca's gonna be on. Looks like she's gonna be on the bench for a while.
Women's division is not going to be hurting anytime soon. That's for
No,
sure.
no, especially you got plenty from NXT and all over, and
Plenty. Plenty.
then maybe they'll bring, like I said, Lexa Bliss back up in them. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Now, this is one that I called and I just loved it. Dominic Mysterio defeats Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. Dirty Dom did it. He comes home
Yeah.
with the Intercontinental title. And then Dirty Dom said, I'm the greatest Mysterio to ever hold this title. Dirty
Well,
Dom.
that's Dom. That sounds about right. I think I said Braun Breaker was going to win this and retain. But yeah, man, that one caught me off a little bit. You know what I mean? Oh no, I think I said Penta was going to get this. That's what I said. I said
Yeah,
Penta.
it was it.
Yeah, but yeah, that actually caught me off guard. Hey, well deserved, man. He worked his butt off. You know what I mean? He's had more heat than anybody in WWE in a long time. In a long time. And then when he wins the belt, they cheer him like they've been with him the whole time.
I mean, he said that, I know, when he was getting interviewed later on. He said, listen to him. They cheer me now. And you think about it, he
Mhm.
was getting booed so hard and
So
that was
hard.
still the greatest, it was like the most hated heel at that point. I mean, you think Dominique Mysterio, the most hated. It's like he couldn't even speak. He was getting booed so hard. It's crazy enough that it was like that. I don't understand. But now, like I said, the fans are behind him. They cheering him on, and he's flexing. It's lovely.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't turn the whole what's that that whole little faction into faces. I'm about tired of them anyway. They need to
Oh
go
my
ahead and break
gosh,
all that
yes,
mess up.
yes. I'm right with you too. I mean, the
Yeah.
Judgment Day is
Yeah, it's no longer Judgment Day.
right. That day is over.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm casting judgment myself now. It's got to be over. I'm tired of it.
Man. So all right. So that match,
Good time.
it
It was pretty
was
good.
all right. It was all right.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it for what I'm saying the kind of wrestlers. You got your big guy, big strong guy. you got your flippy dudes, and you know what I'm saying. You got your in ring veterans and stuff like that. For what it was really good.
Yep.
So it's just going to be interesting how this is going to take effect between Dominic and Finn. So
And what was I going? I was the ending for me. I love the ending. I loved how it ended. How I got, like I said, the pin and Dominic coming with the splash at the end to pull off the win on Finn. Oh, that was lovely.
yeah,
That's how it ended.
yeah, yeah. That's the beginning of the end right there.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to the next one. On to the next one. So we got Drew McIntyre defeats Damian Priest in that New York, what was that? Not Las Vegas street fight or whatever. But Drew, hey, for that was a brutal match. I looked at it as a brutal match. Went both ways at times, but Drew pulling off the win. I think Drew's on to. I like where they got Drew right. He's just kind of slowly gaining ground. To I need to get back to that main where I'm that main event where he was doing at one point. Was it during COVID where he was
Oh, it was
moving?
COVID. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was definitely during COVID, but it was shortly thereafter too. But yeah, yeah, yeah. He's obviously they had to drop him to. I'm going to call this upper mid card because Damian Priest is also a former champion,
yeah,
and so I'm saying this was a good little match here. Um, very very physical, obviously with a Sin City street fight. So it was a very physical match. But it's kind of like I'm curious as directions of both wrestlers at this point. They're not in the title pick right now. So what do we do with a Damian Priest?
yeah. That is
You know
very
what I mean?
true because Damian can't, like I said, both of them former world champions at one point, and said Damian Priest belongs right up, or he's not. He said upper mid. If you're not going to
Yeah,
be in the main event, but
right.
yeah,
That's why I consider them anyway.
yeah, I agree with that most definitely. All right, move on to the next one right here, and we got Randy Orton takes out special guest TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. This was
I
an
like it.
so you cared. You said you liked it.
I liked it. Go ahead, and I'll tell you why I liked it.
To me, I was just one like they only to me where they wanted to keep Randy Orton's streak going of how many WrestleManias he's been in,
Right.
and I didn't see no use for this. I mean, I would have seen more. I would have wished Nick Aldis would have just came down to like they would have made it like Randy get out of the ring or something, and Nick Aldis would have had to do some type of wrestling or something of the nature. But just
Hmm.
popping up and having Joe come down, just like even you had the Miz and all them talk different and after the show, but that's a whole nother category. But they was talking about Joe. I guess they was giving him a little pub, but it was no needed for me. I just said it was no
Yeah.
needed. Randy Orton could have found somebody or not been on at all or interfered or did something of the nature, but this was nah,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm gonna tell you why I liked it. There's two reasons why I like this. One, you Randy Orton gave well, let's put it to you like this. Joe Hendry got the Randy Orton rub, right? You know what I'm saying? You were able to get in the ring with one of the best to ever do it, a 14-time champion, and to help try to put you over, and to get your name, get you out there to, you to do your thing out there in that ring, right? And so I give him a lot of, I give Randy a lot of credit for that. He took a couple of RKO's, I'm saying, only to,
Yeah,
again, to put it over. Now, I did kind of make the TNA Heavyweight Championship look a little weak,
yeah,
but again, you also wrestled a 14-time WWE heavyweight champion. So, what I'm saying? In my opinion, that kind of evens things out. You know what I mean? And I mean, hell, he even enjoyed Hendry's little turn in the ring. So again, he got that Randy Orton rub that just puts him over, in my opinion, a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently somebody said his name and he appeared.
That is funny how they do that.
Yeah,
I mean, the man
yeah,
got a hell of an opening.
yeah. And the second reason, real quick, is because this was just a bridge match, right? Being that Kevin's out hurt, you had to bring somebody in, but you can't. The person that you want to bring in may or may not necessarily be the next ongoing feud, right? So if you bring in a bridge dude, just somebody to get you through, you put a guy over, you get another guy through, and now you can move on to what I'm saying, next night, and and start something new, or what I'm saying, get something else going for you. So
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, like you said, the Randy Orton rub. That's like back in the day when people used to. It just reminded me like the Undertaker. Hey, he used to give the guys the like, yeah, you
yeah,
next, you up, you
exactly.
good, yeah, you good. Yeah, on to the next match. Before we get to the next match, I just want to put it out there, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, 54 submission sessions are part of 54 Network family tree. So where you can find us at is all over. You can find us at on Facebook, of course, 54 Sports Network. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Spotify. If you just want to listen to us while you're working out or anything else, what you're doing. You can find us on Amazon Music. Man, all over. It's like 7 different. We branching. We out there and you do it. You can find us wherever. I'm telling you that now. So look for us on our other shows, Derby City Show, The Wheel Show, and every other type of show we got because we have plenty and more to come for y'all. All right, let's move on to the next match. Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles. Man, they let it happen. I was
Yeah,
kind of shocked, but not shocked. But I figured it'd be something to it. But I think it was a pretty decent match, though. I mean, Logan Paul, I gotta give it to him. I mean, at times you look at him, he is an athlete, and for the dude get out there and he's trained and got to the point with these guys. I mean, he's in there. That's a veteran. AJ Styles, a
hmm
veteran. You can get out there and work with him, and AJ Styles will make you look good because he's just that good. But he didn't really have to do too much. I give it Logan. So hey, it was a pretty decent match. I give it.
yeah. It was a decent match. Obviously there was trying to be a little bit of shenanigans in there, but overall I thought it was a good match. I'm not sure if this is going to be the part in AJ Styles' career where he's going to start putting people over. What I'm saying, until he retires or whatever. I don't think that should be the case, but hopefully that opens up a good feud with maybe Karrion Cross, because I feel like Karrion Cross needs to be in a feud with somebody like AJ to be able to put him over. What I'm saying? Right now, he just comes across as an angry dude, which is what he is. But he's a really good wrestler. You can get over in NXT. You got to be able to get over it. What I'm saying, when you get called up. So for me, it's just a matter of time. I think if he's going to put if it's AJ's job to put somebody over, Karrion Cross should be the next person.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, because current, I was been trying to figure out what are they been trying to do with that whole thing with the Karrion Cross AJ Styles. I thought it was kind of funny when he went through talking to different people and Karrion Cross has had the same hairstyle as each superstar that he was talking to. I thought that was hilarious, but people
Yeah,
eventually even noticed that. But
yeah, true enough.
what is the finishing to this Karrion Cross AJ Styles thing? What are they trying to do?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out though. Hopefully, like I said, more long term storytelling. So we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, very true on that
But
part.
Logan Paul looked good, so can't front on it.
Right. Hey, so we'll see what's next for him. Who's he gonna
Yeah,
go after? All right. All right, on to the next match. We have Lori Vaquera, Becky Lynch defeat Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know about this. Is another one. I I don't agree. I didn't care for it. Didn't agree at all. Once that the whole, it's like what did Belly do? Did she? Was it a? uh comment? Was it a tweet? Was it something to make her get bumped off of WrestleMania? Because now they're gonna use some fake. They use some fake injury and to put Becky in that position and then give them the titles on top of that. Uh, this was this was no need to me. No need.
Right. Right. And I'm with you on that. I think the whole title change. Since Becky, the man, is back, so to speak. They go ahead. Give her flowers, her WrestleMania moment that night. You know, um, and plus, it's Lyra is good, but she is not getting the pop that she needs as holding that title, right? The women's IC title. So she needed a Becky push.
Mm,
That's what's going to help her out. And this when this is all said and done. Obviously, they've known each other for years. I believe that, if I'm not mistaken, they're both from the same place. But yeah, Lyra needs the Becky rub in order to make her look like a really good champion.
yeah, yeah.
Or she, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
I feel what you're saying because see, I didn't think about it come the after effects of it because I'm just
Right.
like because right now about the way they've been you know setting her up lately. I mean, it ain't been nothing really because you ain't doing nothing with that title for real. Y'all put the title on her, but what are y'all doing? Why y'all putting in a tag team and had her with Bailey? Her and Bailey match. Hey, that was a good match, no doubt.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
yeah, tag team titles on her. Why? But hey,
Why
like you
not?
said, it's like you said, why not? It's more to come. So like you said,
Yeah.
that's definitely a good point of putting her matching her up with Bailey. I mean Becky, and then we seen what happened afterwards. Yeah, right. On to the next we go. In this, the main event of all main events to WrestleMania. John Cena takes out Cody Rhodes. This I don't know if we was like you said, was we expecting it? Not really. Was we thought Cody was gonna handle it? And the way it's all been going down, you would have thought John was gonna come out with it. But at the same time, you're like, does he really need it? But I guess it's more to the story because how he said he's going to ruin wrestling. He's the last champion there will ever be, the last real champion.
You're
And
right.
him and his heel turn, I just love his attitude. I love it. I mean, when he does it, when he talks, even though he's getting smacked around a couple of times, but he talks and that look on his face he makes, that frown is just hilarious because you just not used to this John Cena. After all these years, the smile, the love for the kids, also loyalty, respect, and this total 360 John Cena is hilarious to me when I watch him. But
Right.
for him to
Yeah.
win, not like you said, we don't want some shenanigans. I mean, Travis Scott, yeah, the title might have played a hand, but it I don't know. I'm trying to think exactly when it finished. I was like, I'll be damned. They did it. Like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I was a little surprised. Yes. Um. I just. I don't know. I feel like Cody's had it, which is great. But Cody. You think about it now. Cody had one. Then what? You know what I mean? Like, who else are they going to put him in the feud with so he can hold on to the title? This is probably the perfect person to drop it to maybe to get it back later. Um, at the same time, like this whole John Cena heel thing, like when he did the first heel turn and he did the promo, I hated the promo. I just, what I'm saying, it came off like, you know, I don't know, it just didn't come off like I felt like it should, I guess, for lack of a
Right.
better term. But anyway, yeah, I'm digging this John Cena as well. I'm glad to get him on his last hurrah. You know what I mean? And go out like a champ. I still think it's by the time it's all said and done, though, he's going to make a face turn. And what also says to me about this whole situation too, as far as Mania, is this all was all built up with The Rock in it too, and he wasn't even there. So it's just like, well, what's he have to do with any of this at this point? So
Yes.
maybe he'll be around when it's time to John Cena to drop the title. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I seen the interview with The Rock Monday. I was watching that, and he said, he explained, he put it all out there. He laid the cards out. He said why he talked. He said he talked to John Cena beforehand. He said why he wasn't there. He just said he didn't want to take away from the spotlight to be on John Cena. You know, for we we don't. He didn't want the story to turn as in being, oh, the final boss is here, but John Cena wins the title and so forth and so forth. He wanted all the attention over there. So I understand. I feel him, but
Yeah,
it kind of seemed like y'all should have done a little bit more with you getting involved. And because now that took, when I was thinking from right after Mania, I was like, they got to be another man. There got to be somebody else attached if The Rock's gonna, you know, it's more than just John Cena. But now I'm like, no, it's not. It's
all right,
just John Cena,
just
Travis
Cena.
Scott.
Yeah, that was insequential. Like, come on.
Right.
Matter of fact, I felt like Travis Scott should have got slapped in the face,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially for what he did to Cody. But that's a different story for a different time.
Somebody, I can't think of where I read too. A wrestler said that they owed Travis Scott. No, it was Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker said he owed Travis Scott a little something for what he did to Cody Rhodes.
Oh
Even
yeah,
though that's
they
like,
want
oh, okay, cat
they want
fab.
that. They want none of that.
So it's very interesting. That is very, very. So with that, I give that match a okay. It was alright. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest,
Yeah,
but at the same time, you do got two of the best to do it. I mean, John Cena
right.
now, 17-time world title holder, and he breaks the record of Ric Flair, the tie between him and Ric Flair. And let's see how long he's gonna hold the belt, and is he gonna hold it all the way until December till he's done?
Right. I say he holds it. Well, I'm not. I was going to say SummerSlam, but that's again. We'll talk about that.
Right. All right, let's go on. Now we're gonna look at. I'll look at the top, your top, my top three matches of WrestleMania.
Okay. I'm going to say triple threat match with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. The triple threat match: Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Jacob Fatu
Oh my god.
Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. Those are my three favorite matches.
See, I'm looking right here. I already got my three wrote down, ready for me to say them. And you said it exactly in the same order as I have it wrote down.
Because we
Just
hear, man, we hear.
exactly. We take a like on that because we know some good matches. And that right there was the top. I mean, I could definitely throw some to know some to throw out, but hey, there was no doubt those three were the top three matches. And I look,
Yes.
yeah, that's funny enough. That was funny enough. All right, so
Yeah.
now from the top three, our thoughts and grading scale of WrestleMania. I mean, my thought of WrestleMania myself. I'll start out with you a little bit. I thought it was okay. I mean, I think I would have been, if I would have paid, if I would have went. I think I would have been kind of disappointed, as in I paid for that. I think yeah,
Hmm.
that was a pay per view. I think that could have been a better. It could have worked out better than what it was. It could have been a little bit more to it. Uh, you know, as in WrestleMania, you think they supposed to have the best of the best. You think this is the main event of the year. This is what it comes all down. This is what you choose for. It's the masters, I guess, of the masters of wrestling, as in T Rock's a golfer. So, but my grading scale, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it 3.5, 3.5 out of 5, probably.
Okay. Okay. Well, see, my thoughts are I thought it was a good pay per view. The only thing I thought it lacked was surprises
Yep.
and, all those special guests that tend to come in from time to time. It was pretty much just a two-night wrestling show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a terrible thing, but you didn't get any of those surprises like you usually do. Some of those actors and athletes that show up, for different things and what have you. So, but that's the only disappointing thing for me. As far as mine, I'm gonna just give it three. Just because I didn't get that those special, little nuggets in there. You get to see Snoop Dogg closing on nobody.
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't, and that was a shocker to me. Just like how we went, chilling here the first night, and there really wasn't no surprises. Wasn't,
Yeah,
uh, like I said, what first night? No, I mean, like almost the big surprise was, you had to guess, as in where Joe showed up, where and Becky Lynch popped back up, but other than that, yeah,
yeah,
really, yeah,
I enjoyed it.
yeah, kind of. Mm, like,
Yeah.
yeah, what you
Eh,
think?
you
Yeah,
know,
exactly that way. All right.
no, it was decent.
Yeah. But now, after WrestleMania weekend wraps up, now you know what you look forward to. You look forward to Monday Night Raw because you know something's going to happen on Monday Night Raw. And that's after
Right.
WrestleMania. So it's like, what's going to happen? And we seen it go down on the Monday Night Raw to close the show.
That
And
we
I
did.
was sitting here enjoying every bit of it. And it was great. It was great. Ah, man. So I'm trying to think, who did John Cena start the night off?
I believe
Yeah.
so. I believe so.
Yep. I remember John Cena started the night off by talking very little bit. And out of nowhere, of course, Randy Orton shows up. So they start throwing insults at each other, but a night doesn't end without somebody getting an RKO.
Yep. Yep. Which is kind of scary because if he's giving RKO's and he's taking RKO's, that means that by the time they get to the pay per view at Backlash, John Cena's probably not going to drop the title.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I don't like that. So, but anyway, yeah, as you should probably anyway. But yeah, yeah. So we know who the next opponent is.
Oh, pretty much, no doubt about that. So, but like you said, then when it came down to the end, when it went down with I looked at it. Okay. Oh, before we get to the end, we got to step to um Becky Lynch and your girl Laura Rack. Okay. So
Lyra.
Lyra. So that was like completely. That's why I was like, it just didn't make no sense to me. Of course, from
Right.
the WrestleMania to Raw, then that go down. Becky said, "Forget her," whoops her down. It was like, where'd that come from? Like, but I seen it, felt it was going to happen. I was watching it and felt it. I was telling the missus,
Yep. Got that rub. I'm telling you, she's getting that Becky rub. This is the way she's going to get over. Now, again, she still may not get over because still Becky is still Becky, right? But Becky's going to help her because if I'm not mistaken, when Becky had the NXT Women's Championship, Lyra beat her for it. So again, to help put Lyra over. So this is now that she's on a bigger stage. This is also to help put Lyra over.
Yeah.
Even though I think she's probably going to take the title from Lyra, this is still going to help her career. So
Hey.
I don't. And there was something else I wanted to bring up too.
Well, and I must say before it's the tag team title TLC. Oh no, no, that's later on. That's Friday. I'm thinking too far ahead.
SmackDown. That's SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Yes, you
That's
think
SmackDown.
SmackDown. But I wanted to bring
What's
up
that?
real quick before we move on is Rusev's back.
Rusev. I forgot about that
Rusev
one.
is back. The Alpha, he went out there and beat up on the Alpha American team, whatever they call themselves these days. Yeah, yeah. So Rusev is back, and I'm loving it.
Yes. I was thinking he.
He looks jacked.
I was wondering how they was gonna work him in, but like I said, Rusev looks great from especially from the last time he was in WWE, and now he looks great, fantastic,
Yeah,
and
fantastic,
he's about to deliver pain on Rusev Day.
as he should.
Yeah. And so to end the night, of course, how Raw did when Seth Rollins came out, does his thing. Then we had CM Punk come down. Then we had uh uh
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns come down. And then when that was so much scavenge. I mean, so much skirmishing and maintaining melee going on, and then out of nowhere, the man under a hood shows up and spurs Roman Reigns. Braun Breaker says, "I'm here." And now we
Yeah.
have a new Paul Heyman guy. I love
Yes,
it.
yes, dude. And like I said, and here's what's really kicker for me. That's the only thing. That's two things I'll say about it. One, a lot of people comparing what's could be probably happening to Evolution, right? The
Mm.
other thing, and I think Willie Race brought this up as well, is that you could be also be looking at maybe a new version of the Dangerous Alliance.
Ooh, I forgot
Back
about
when
that.
he had stunning Steve Austin and Arn Anderson, Larry Zbysko, Bobby Eaton, you know what I'm saying, Medusa,
Man,
you know what I'm saying, just yeah, and he was just the ringleader, you know what I'm saying, so it's no more, like I said, no more placating, to the dudes. It's like, all right, these are my dudes. And all you gotta do is point, you know what I mean, and they're gonna get after people.
right.
So I'm hoping it's more Dangerous Alliance than Evolution.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be. I'm thinking at least gonna get one or two more guys. I'm looking at.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, hell, from there, I mean, from the Raw, we go on and get ready to go to where we go down to SmackDown. And, SmackDown, it had his. I just go straight for SmackDown. SmackDown right there. We get the return of Aleister Black. He's back in WWE, looking lovely, of course. How Aleister Black does. He comes down. He's a menace. He's that demon type figure that you don't know what, and he doesn't speak a lot, and he don't have to. But I like how they made him interrupt Miz. Miz is pissed about all his years and not being a Mania, and he does what he does. That heel kick is crazy, dangerous.
Yeah, buddy, I love it too. He's dope. He's a dope dude. And I like he still brought in some aspects of when he kind of changed the character a little bit, and when he was over in AEW with the eyes and stuff like
Yep.
that. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't know how. I don't know. I feel like his pop should have been a little bit bigger, but that's just me.
Yeah. I feel in that. I definitely feel in that. But I'm going to tell you what. Before it's all, SmackDown, these guys, Street Profits, DEY,
I watch.
Machine Guns, Motor City Machine Gun, they put on a show. I'm
Yeah,
talking about that TLC match should have been in Mania. No doubt. Look,
no doubt.
it was like an instant classic. I mean, it was great. 5 star, 4.5 star, 5 star match for these guys they put on, and for the Street Profits for the remain on the titles to remain on them. Oh, that was great. That was some great match. That was yeah, that was great.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Man, it made everybody look good.
Yes.
Uh, Street Profits came off looking like great champs. You know, it was a really really good match. It kind of brought back reminiscence of a little bit, not necessarily the whole thing, but just a little reminiscent of the most famous TLC triple threat tag team
Right.
match of all time. You know what I mean? So it brought back some of those little nuances from that match. Like Tommaso Ciampa going through the table when your boy speared him through jumped off the ladder, speared him
Mm,
through that table. It kind of gives those kind of vibes. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, fantastic match, fantastic.
yes, most definitely. I mean, right when it ended, finished, and everything else, I was like, this should have been on Mania. What were they doing? I mean,
Yeah,
what the
agreed,
hell?
agreed, agreed. And I would also like to give a shout out real quick to Miss Zelina Vega,
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, who is now the new U.S. champion, women's champion on SmackDown.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Her
She
first
deserves it.
singles
She
title.
deserves it. Yeah, first singles title.
Yes.
Her husband now's there and she wins the title. Come on now, stop it.
that's, that's what it
Yes.
said. The
She's been
husband,
at it for a
yeah.
long time.
Alistair Black made a deal once he signed
Yeah.
back. he
Yeah.
made some backdoor deal. Hey,
You
give my
know that's
woman the
right.
title. Right.
You know that's right. But yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, that was. And I like how it finished. I like, yeah, that was at least good, a decent match and the finish and everything. It went pretty
Mhm.
smooth to give her the title.
Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh, then did we? Was that Monday? Or was that last night? Nia Jax is back, so
Oh yeah,
she's
Nia
back.
Jax. Yeah, that was Monday night because that's her Naomi came in and jumped on Jade,
Yeah,
and then she came back and basically hit Tiff
yeah. I was thinking for
with
some
the
reason I was
title.
thinking, yeah, all that smashed together at one point. So you can't get them mixed up. Who's on where, who's there, and then next thing
Yeah,
you know, a draft will come up. So.
yeah. I've got a feeling one's going to come up soon. It's usually one always after Mania. So
All right. So with that being said, we went over the weeks. What's been happening this past week, and what happened in WrestleMania 41, Raw after WrestleMania, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and what's your final thoughts of everything combined? This, this whole how they do it. It's a whole spec of WrestleMania, SmackDown, NXT, everything, and Raw. It's a good read. What you think?
I think that everything together as a whole was good, right? I mean, I don't. I understand some people expect perfection, or expected this, expected that. But if you look at it, if you take, step back and take, a 50-yard stare at it, it's in a whole, it was good, right? You brought back some people. You left some titles on somebody, some new people on the titles. Even though it wasn't on Mania, it's just to me, I just felt like okay, I feel like things aren't being stagnant and things are moving forward. You
Okay.
know, we're moving forward with new title reigns, we're moving forward with new storylines, and because that was the problem before, things just got old and stagnant. Now, are things changing a little too much? Look, well, are things changing too quickly? Maybe, but that's the way that the old guard was doing things. New guard is like, all right, we got to keep things moving. So again, I will say as a whole, I think everything is great. I'm happy with the things where it's going because everything has got a forward projection.
Okay. I kind of I feel you coming from with that because, like I said, it's everything is like moving along. Like I said, then we got new talent involved. We getting younger talent involved. We, not staying. Like I said, bringing up talent, and the NXT's even looking good. And from
Hmm.
there, from Mania to the storylines to it's like now starting new ones, and even old ones you thought they were going away almost, but then you got them popping back up. Like, hold up, we ain't finished yet. So I like that little catch to it where you thought it was over, but it's like No, not quite yet. I got a little bit more for you. So,
Exactly.
so, but
Exactly.
I feel you though because it's a pretty good week all together when you combine it all, and you can't go wrong with it these days. A good week of wrestling, like so you can watch pretty much fine wrestling on every night. So by that, all of what WWE put together, they put it together very good as it comes down to a combination of shows.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree wholeheartedly.
All right, people. So thanks for tuning in to the submission session.
First
We got
show.
more. We got more to come. Keep watch out. Catch up 54 Sports Network. What all we do. More shows there. And with that being said, T Rock, what you got to say to him?
God bless everybody. See y'all soon.
And hey, tune in submission session where we put you in a chokehold until you tap out. Peace.